Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, the B'wanas to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam select out there, doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. We want to go over a quick topic: a poor man's words or despise. So with that,
this is all right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 14. There was a little city and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and by his wisdom delivered the city.
Right, and you can apply this until the time of what YAHAWASHI, man. Because he was a wise man, and how he grew up. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Everybody looked at him as though, who is this guy? That's the same way that in which people today look at us. We come from, our individual cities. Brothers over here come from North, Irvington, East Orange. You know what I'm saying? Places, you would consider the hood or whatever the case may be. So it's like, if you have something actual of substance to tell someone, they look at you like, who the hell are you? But they'll take someone in Esau society. Give me Job 32 and 21. But you take somebody in Esau society, because they have a degree or something of that faction, you'll look at them with great esteem. You'll respect their words more, than someone that comes from your own town. You know what I'm saying? So you can bring that out.
This is Job chapter 32 and 21. Let me not, I pray you, accept any man's person, neither let me give flattery titles unto men.
Right, let me not accept any man's person. Man, what? A respecter of persons. And let me not give flattering titles unto men. Because those degrees in which people hold within the society, that's all that truly is, a flattering title. Just because you have a degree or something, that don't mean that you know anything, man. And like to go to show you that is like when Apostle Har had brought out, a while back, that you had some jakes that was in the prison, and they studied, you know what I'm saying? And they outdid people from, I believe, Yale in the debate, man. You got something to say on that?
No. It's the spirit, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? So that really, those flattering titles really don't mean anything, man. You have people that study in these colleges and these theologian schools and all this, but they don't even know who they are according to the scriptures, according to ancient history, you know what I'm saying? So what good is all those flattering titles for, man? We come from of a low degree. Brothers don't have college degrees or nothing like that. Some brothers barely graduated high school. Some brothers may not have graduated high school, man. But what? That's because what? Why are we prospering? And why do we know these things in which we know? Because we have the truth of YAHAWASHI, which is substance, man. But the wisdom of this world is foolishness, man.
Hey, that's the spirit. He said that because I was just about to say that. The Lord said the wisdom of this world is foolish. Because now the Lord didn't choose a man that the world think that should be the guy to teach you the Bible. The Lord brought forth men that who you thought not that should teach the Bible. That's the Heavenly Father. That's YAHAWASHI. Giving what to the lowly. Those of humble. Those who you least expect, the underdogs. Those that was once gangbangers. Those that was criminals. But then they out there on the highways and byways being able to take, the abuse. The proverbs, the name calling, the scums of the earth. These are men that was fitted for YAHAWASHI's movie to play part what? The righteousness. That strangeness of their salvation that shall come. To make what? Mystery. To reveal in a mystery the ones you least expect, That's it.
Yeah, that's why, the land back of the brother 2 second style. That's why the scriptures say, Slaki, it slipped me. That's why I say, one that was not expected have won the crown, man. They don't expect Israel to come up into power and into rulership next to come, man. They don't expect this poor little old people, that been strung out on drugs and killing each other, so on and so forth, to be the next rulers of the earth, man. That's why when we're out there on the highways and byways and we preaching unto our people and the heathens say the word, no one wishes to truly hear it, man. They're like, who the hell are you? You know what I'm saying? To tell us anything. Where do you come from? What do you truly know? You know, where have you been educated at? None of that matters because we have the spirit of a heavenly Father upon us, man. You know, so you can bring that back from the top up.
This is Job chapter 32, verse.
No, go back to the Ecclesiastes.
Okay, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and 14. There was a little city, and few men within it, and there came a great king against it.
Right. So as I said, you can apply that little city unto Israel, man. Because the scriptures say that there will be a little sanctuary. So go ahead.
It says, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it.
And what? That's Esau, man. During the time of the Greeks, during the time of the Romans. You know what I'm saying? Taking over our people. But go ahead.
Verse 15. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city.
Right. And as I'm using, you know, this, what, an example, what, of YAHAWASHI. That what? Delivered Israel. You know? Okay? Because that's what YAHAWASHI did. That's why his name is YAHAWASHI. He's the Savior. He's a deliverer, man. He delivered us, man. From our transgressions, from the hand, you know, of this oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And in those times. What? But through the Spirit. But now, in these last days, he's coming to deliver us on a physical note, man. You know, so go ahead.
It says, verse 15. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man.
Now, why? Because that man was of low degree. You know, he didn't have the titleship of a king or a prophet. Someone that you would have respect upon in the society. You can grab that Matthews from me out.
Matthews 13 and 52. 53. And it came to pass that when Yahawashi had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was coming to his own country, he taught them in their synagogue.
Right. And when he came into his own country, where we teach at? We teach in our own town, in our own city. Okay, go ahead.
In their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished and said, whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works?
Right, so people will look at like, where you get this knowledge from? Or how you know this? Or where you get this from? What makes you qualified to do this? Go ahead.
Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary?
Right, so it's saying like, yo, basically what? We know you. We know your mother. We know your father. Go ahead.
And his brethren James and Joseph and Simon and Judas and his sisters are they not all with us?
Right, so they saying what? Your family lives amongst us. Who the hell are you? You know what I'm saying? That's how like people call you out, you know, like an older person, you know what I'm saying? You're a little kid in your neighborhood or whatever. They be like, boy, I know your mother for years. You better take your little self on up the street. That's how what? They looked upon YAHAWASHI. Like, who the hell are you? Your family dwells amongst us. So how do you profess this knowledge in what you have, man? They wanted to know. But what? They couldn't understand it because it was ordained from the Heavenly Father, man. There's more on that.
It says, verse 57, and they were offended in him, but Yahawashi said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save his own country and in his own house.
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the point. But go ahead, back to that.
Yeah, I just want to add, too, is that what? You know, YAHAWASHI of even of Nazareth, you know, they said, what can good come out of Nazareth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the city, because they knew of you. You know, they don't expect you to be anything spectacular or anything great because you come from the same slums or you come from the same environment. You know, but that's all according to YAHAWASHI. And today, they'll look at these guys that's making money to be some type of spectacle, some type of, you know, made it out the hood. You ain't make shit, man. You know, the real making it is salvation through YAHAWASHI, man. Being delivered. That's the real man. Okay? Not just going doing a 9-to-5 job, but a real man is a man that can keep the laws of the Lord to the best of his ability and do the works and do the things that the Lord delighted in, man, to be delivered. You know? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 15. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered the same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength.
Right. And what? No person remembered that poor wise man. Our people don't remember YAHAWASHI, man. They don't remember all the wondrous acts and the deeds in which he done. You know what I'm saying? In which how he died for our sins and gave us grace under the hands of the law and gapping that bridge between us and the Lord, man. Him being a mediator for us, man. You know, but what only the elect remember him, man. You know, because it's in the elect's mind to remember the things that were once done of old, man. You know, and the Lord have stirred up our pure minds by way of remembrance to remember the Lord YAHAWASHI. Because the scriptures say, you know, basically over here in the book of Revelations, that in the place where our Lord was crucified, man. Because this is the only place in which we forgot who the Lord truly was, man. And we forgot our nationality. But now the Lord has opened our understanding to remember that poor wise man, which was YAHAWASHI, that gave up his whole life for the elect's sake, man. You know?
It says, then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of a wise man are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
Right. The words of a wise man are heard more in quiet among those that rule amongst fools, man. Okay, who are the quiet? That's the elect, man. That's who the poor man's words are getting into. You know what I'm saying? It's heard in quiet. It's heard in those by the elect, man. Because his truth is a thing of secrecy, man. You know? It's playing out in the open. Anybody can see the truth. You know? What we was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? But the Olympic dude. You know, Gabby Douglas. You know what I'm saying? Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather know about the truth. Ocho Cinco know about the truth. Mari Stoudemire know about the truth. The truth is out in the open, but yet it's still heard in quiet, man. Only that small remnant will truly get this understanding, man, and appreciate the poor man's words, which is YAHAWASHI. And us in turn, you know, we are representatives of YAHAWASHI on earth, man. So it's the same thing for us. People are not hearing and respecting the words in which we have to say. Okay, but when we speak, it's through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, whether you hear or forbear, you know. So with that, you can grab Amos, Amos chapter 7, verse start at verse 10. If you got your precept, you can pull it out.
Sirach 35:13. He will not accept any person against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed.
There you got it.
Kind of like the brother was saying, you know, the Most High, that's the man who he is, man, the poor man. The man that's lowly, the man that's humble. Alright, but yet and still that calls upon him, man. Alright, everybody else, you know, if you're not poor, you feel like you're doing good. So you're going to put your heart in yourself and into your riches, man. In which case you're not going to put your heart and your trust into YAHAWASHI. But you know, the poor man, alright, the man that's catching much grief, right? Who's that? That's YAHAWASHI and the men that's following him. Those are the ones that's truly catching the hell. In which those are the ones that's going to truly call upon him, man. Alright?
Yeah, like how the brother's saying, you know, if you poor, you don't have nothing to lean on but faith, man. You know? That makes you draw near and more closer to the Most High. That's what our people don't realize, man. You know, but that's what we understand through the Spirit. So you can bring up that Amos 7 verse 10.
Amos 7 and 10. Then Amaziah the priest of Bethel sent to Jeroboam king of Israel, saying, Amos have conspired against thee in the midst of the house of Israel. The land is not able to bear all his words.
Right. So you know, the Lord sent Amos out, you know, to prophesy basically. You know, you had Amaziah, you know, telling to Jeroboam, you know, that Amos is preaching. The people can't bear his words, man. You know, that's what us being those poor men, you know what I'm saying, and they not being able to bear our words. They don't want to hear the things in which we want to say, man. They can't take it. It's grievousness unto them, man. But yet the so-called white man or Jake in a suit and tie tell them something, they respect that all day. Like Dr. Umar Johnson and somebody like that talking about building schools and all that, man. Okay? When America's about to be destroyed. And when we tell people these things, they don't want to hear all that. They want to hear about the prosperity of living it up in this kingdom, man. Go ahead.
For thus Amos saith, Jeroboam shall die by the sword, and Israel shall surely be led away captive out of their own land.
Right, so we telling our people what? Hey, man, this is our last captivity, you know? So we at the end of this thing, hey, you got to get right or you're going to meet that sword, man. Okay? And that sword of the Lord is filled with blood, man. Okay? For 2/3 for Esau and for all these other nations, man, upon the face of the earth, but primarily here in Babylon the Great, aka America, man. Okay? So you can go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, this is just going on, stemming on to how YAHAWASHI was humble, man. You know, this is St. John chapter 12, verse 11. Because that by reason of him, many of the Jews went away and believed on YAHAWASHI. On the next day, much people that were come to the feast, when they heard that YAHAWASHI was coming to Jerusalem, took branches and palm trees and went forth to meet him and cried, Hosanna! Blessed is the King of Israel that cometh in the name of the Lord. And YAHAWASHI, when he had found the young ass, sat thereon, as it is written, Fear not, daughter of Zion, behold, thou king cometh sitting on an ass's coat. These things understood not his disciples at the first. But when YAHAWASHI was glorified, then remembered they that these things were written of him, and that they had done these things unto him. You know, going back into how YAHAWASHI was humble, man. And how he came in, you know, to not seek glory, but to show, you know, the role that he came as a living sacrifice, man. You see?
Yeah, and you know that I believe that prophecy goes back to the book of Zechariah, you know, and hey, and that's the spirit that you brought that out too, you know, because what YAHAWASHI said, what he came riding in on the ass's colt. The ass is a donkey. Show you that what the donkey is considered a despicable being. You would rather ride on a horse than a donkey.
Humiliated.
Yeah, humiliated. You know what I'm saying? That's how we are. And then when I think about through the spirit, you know what I'm saying, a quick personal testimony. You know, like what in kindergarten, you know, like you go on them field trips in school, you know what I'm saying? And what we got to go to ride on the horses, and mind you, it was 13 horses. 13 horses, right? But then I didn't get a chance to ride on the damn horse, but what I had to ride on a donkey, the ass. And when you're a kid, you mad because everybody riding on the luxurious horses. You know what I'm saying? But what? Now, when I look at that upon the spirit, the Lord say, what? Yo, you got to be humble. I'm going to have you riding on this ass's coat. You know, I'm not trying to compare myself to YAHAWASHI, nothing like that, but it's just through the spirit that happened. You know what I'm saying? And look upon it now, you know?
So it's the same, like, also, I don't know if brothers know, going back, if brothers experience, is something called the Do Ranch. When I was young, quick testimony on that. You know, I was young, dealing with family. We used to go to the Do Ranch, and it was like riding on horsebacks and stuff. But being that you was young and inexperienced, not to ride on a horse, they'd have you ride on a pony or a donkey. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why, you know, YAHAWASHI came riding on a donkey, because why? He was humiliating himself. He was not to be glorified, you know, the way that Israel wanted him to be. He was to be because it was the faith upon the elect. And then in the glory, those that believed in him, you know, in that walk of life that he walked in and died for, being a sacrificed lamb, and the risen, and when he's come back, we're going to be raised with him. We're going to be glorified with him, being the heirs of him, you know? You know what I mean?
You had something to say, huh?
Nah, I said it all.
Yeah, and two, you know, real quick, because, you know, like, some brothers, you know, when you come into this truth, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, brothers experienced it early on. You know, you come to the truth, you know, people might not be listening to you and different things like that, depending on what city you in. Even if you're in a heavy city, you might not have major traffic coming by your camp or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about all that, man. You know what I'm saying? If people not trying to hear you out and all that, man, just keep pushing for your YAHAWASHI sake, man. You're doing this for salvation. You know what I'm saying? Your works are not in vain with the Lord. The Lord sees your works and what you're doing, man. So don't think for one moment that what you're doing is in vain, man. You got to constantly have that faith and continue to push, man. So if your words is despised, don't worry about that shit, man. We're supposed to be hated for this knowledge. We're supposed to be hated for this truth, not loved like the world, man. So this shows that that we have the truth because of these things, because the Lord told us about these things, man. You know? So, who was reading? You,
I had Amos 7 and 10.
Yeah.
Keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. in verse 12, Amos 7 and 12. Also Amaziah said unto Amos, O thou seer, go flee away into the land of Judah, and there eat bread and prophesy there.
And what? That's what our people tell us. Oh, why don't you go get a job? Go eat something. You look dirty. You know what I'm saying? So what? You know what I'm saying? The priest was telling Amos, you know what I'm saying, why don't you go to the land of Judah, go eat bread and go do something else. Go prophesy there. Go. I mean, they want to head over there. That's how it is. People despise what we want to say, man. You know, go ahead.
But prophesy not again any more at Bethel, for it is the king's chapel, and it is the king's court.
Right, because what? That was a prestigious place. You know what I'm saying? That was a prestigious place. So like, we don't want your filth over here, man. You know what I'm saying? We royalty over here. You know what I'm saying? You lowly. You the scum of the earth. Right. So that's how people look at us. That's why they despise our words, man. They look at our garments. You know what I'm saying? The clothes in which we have on, because we're not in richly apparel, like Nate, Satan, IUIC and them. You know what I'm saying? We're not fine dressed in linen suits and bow ties and all that. So they're not going to try to hear the things in which we have to say, man. That's all a part of this suffering for YAHAWASHI and being lowly, man, and being humble, man. So take that on with dignity, man. You know?
Just to add, Scripture say in Mark, what was it, 8:38, be not ashamed of YAHAWASHI. You know, you're ashamed of the Lord, you're ashamed of his doctrine. He said, what? I'll be ashamed of you. So go and read that. You see?
Hey, I got a precept. This is Jeremiah 26 and 2. Thus saith the Lord, stand in the court of the Lord's house, and speak unto all the cities of Judah, which come to worship in the Lord's house. All the words that I command thee to speak unto them, diminish not a word. So no matter what, like the scriptures say in Ezekiel, you know, whether they hear or forbear, you know, and if you read further on in Jeremiah 26, the people wanted to kill Jeremiah as well, man. So you coming in the spirit of YAHAWASHI. All right, you're gonna be speaking rude things, man. All right, going to Paul, man. Like the scripture, I believe the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians how Paul was basically, his stature was weak, but his words was contemptible, man.
Powerful and weighty,
right? Yeah, powerful and weighty.
Yeah, hey, what it said? What? Diminish not one word, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you know how the scriptures say what? We supposed to we have not shared to declare unto you the whole gospel, man. You know, so we gotta tell you everything about this truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly, man. And the majority of the things, you know what I'm saying, in the scriptures is ugly. You know? But what? The latter end for the elect is beautiful, man. You know? You got something?
Yeah, just to add, because why? It's ugly because the world can't stomach it. Like the elders like to say, to make nasty of the scriptures. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the world can't adjust to it. They don't talk about Abraham when he went against to put the sword to Isaac.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But they talk about all the other stuff.
Exactly.
You know, what about those scriptures?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They even got coloring books or even Bible books for kids that show you graphically that he be about to, you know what I'm saying?
Slay him. Yeah.
But come on, man. You know, the world can't stomach truth. You know, that's why the scriptures say, because I tell you the truth, now I become your enemy. You know? So, hey, man, you offended in his word, you offended in YAHAWASHI. You a scoffer, scoff in your delight. There's no close for your sins. You're going to be destroyed, man. You know, this thing is about the elect, man. All right? And those that believe, because it's about the faith in YAHAWASHI.
We continue in that Amos, go down to verse 16.
Verse 14. Then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet. Neither was I a prophet's son.
Good.
But I was an herdman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit.
Hey, so what? In today's time, you'll say, "Well, I'm just an average Joe. I'm just your average Israelite, man." He said, "What? I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son." Okay, what? Like today, what? You got the pastors and preachers. So we not technically a pastor in the congregation, or we not a preacher's son. You know what I'm saying? We just regular dudes that the Lord chosen out of the ways of the world to come up out of our wickedness to serve the Lord and to serve our people, man. We average people, man.
And we corny guys. We the corny. We the not the so popular of the world. You know, the guys that's not so hip. You know what I'm saying? Brothers don't get shape ups. Brothers ain't cutting in their beards. You know what I'm saying? Brothers ain't at the latest party or the latest fashion to show forth their folly unto the rest of the world. The unacceptable. Hey, Tahar said the less desirables. You know what I'm saying? According to the world. Even though we know at that time he was talking about the 2/3, but You know, hey, check out the brothers. They like less desirable in the minds of 2/3. You know.
Right, because he said what? But I was a herdman to gather a sycamore fruit. So what? He had his little garden or his little field or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What? Brothers got their different occupations. Brothers may not make that much bread. But what? We do what we do, you know what I mean, just to get by, and we serve the Lord, man. You know? So what? The prophets, they were average men, man. Average men. Nobody special. Not like the Pharisees, you know, who studied and went to these separate schools and different things like that, to show you that the Lord is not with that, man. You know, so it don't matter about all that, man. The Lord, they said what? The Lord look in the inward parts, man, but man see outwardly, man. Men see the degrees and the suits, the ties, the bowls and all that, man. But the Lord knows your spirit. He knows your sincerity, man. So he's not about all of that, you know. So you go ahead.
Now therefore, hear thou the words of the Lord, the word of the Lord.
Verse 15.
Oh, verse 15. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock. And the Lord said unto me, go prophesy unto my people Israel.
Right, the Lord took me as I followed the flock, man. You know, because what? A lot of us, what? In the world, what? We were seeking truth. Whether we knew it or not, but the truth was calling us, and there was something about within our spirit that wanted to seek the truth, man. Okay? So he said, what? The Lord took me as I followed the flock, and the Lord said to me, go prophesy, you know what I'm saying, unto my people. So that's the same way it was with us. We were just doing our regular daily jobs, or whether you didn't have a job, whatever, you're just living your everyday life. The Lord put the Spirit upon you, you know what I'm saying, to come across His truth. The Lord said, go, do this work. This is what I ordained for you to do, man. Okay? That's why the scriptures say, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, man. Right. Okay? This is the Lord's program, man. You can't try to set yourself up as somebody in this thing, man. The Lord sets you up. The scriptures say the Lord setteth up kings and He removeth kings, man. Okay, so that's all done by the will of the Heavenly Father, man. So go ahead.
John, like the brother's saying, you know, it goes with the lowly and the humble. So really, when you're not looking for it, that's when the Most High is going to give it to you. Amos wasn't looking to be a prophet, and the Most High gave it to him, man. This is verse 16. Now therefore, hear thou the word of the Lord. Thou sayest, prophesy not against Israel, and drop not thy word against the house of Isaac.
Right, so, you know what I'm saying, that's pretty much the point. You know, they were saying what? Prophesy not against Israel and don't drop the word. But what the Lord, you know, gave Amos this commandment in which he had to do, man. So this is what our reasonable service in which we have to do, in which we are pleased to do in the name of YAHAWASHI. No matter how many people come across this truth, no matter how people may come at us and scoff and scorn, so on and so forth, you know what I'm saying? We know that our words are despised, but what is more important, that our words are heard and quiet, and that's amongst the elect. That's the most important thing, man, you know? So any last precepts or statements? You know, so with that, you know, we hope this segment was edifying, you know. So with that, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to elect out there, doing this work of faith and live with love, true sincerity. Shalawam, death to America.
Death to America.